The significance of scalar energy-based healing is profound and will, without doubt, be the healing technology of our future world. Hi, I am John Michael Mellon. I am a physicist and electronics engineer and a co-founder of the Healing Universe. In this video, I will present amazing new insights into the role that scalar energy plays in our world, in our everyday lives, and in our health. Subtle energies have been used by healers from earliest times. Hands healing, distance healing, sound healing, directed prayer healing, and even the so-called placebo effect that is considered a nuisance effect by conventionally trained scientists and doctors, requiring introduction of double-blind protocols. For the past 60 years or so, mainstream research into energy-based healing has been sidelined in favor of the more commercially attractive pharmaceutical products that currently hold prime place in conventional medicine. Some scientists and medical doctors, however, have quietly been pursuing research into energetic-based therapies and have pushed the boundary of knowledge much further than is generally recognized. The anomalies posed by energetic healing, and in particular the importance of conscious intent in the healing process, has attracted physicists who were witnessing parallels with their other experimental work, where the observer was seen to influence the outcome purely by being an interested observer. To the general public, and indeed to the medical profession, the world of physics must seem more like an Alice in Wonderland story than a science that is in fact touching the very core of reality. To fully understand the science underlying energetic healing obviously requires a deep familiarity with physics, and in particular it requires a good understanding of the work of such famous physicists as Maxwell, Tesla, Planck, Einstein, Schrödinger, de Broglie, Dirac, Bohm, and Feynman. By their work, these physicists have collectively succeeded in dominating the greater part of the last century, and have paved the way for us finally to come to understand bioenergetics and subtle energy healing in a scientific context. Lack of familiarity with quantum mechanics and wave energy physics places a formidable hurdle in the path for all conventionally educated medical researchers and practitioners. Unfortunately, all conventional medical schools are still teaching science according to concepts and principles established by Isaac Newton in the early 18th century. In Newtonian mechanics, mass and energy are considered as separate, conservative mechanical properties. Modern-day medicine still closely adheres to the Newtonian concepts and considers the body to be a physical chemical unit, and carefully avoids dealing with questions of life energy and consciousness. Many quantum physics and wave energy-based devices are indeed routinely being used by doctors for patient diagnosis. However, instead of utilizing the energetic information provided by these devices directly to interpret the energetic state of the patient, they require it to be translated into a biochemical symptomatic interpretation. with which they find familiarity. In this video I will attempt to remove or at least substantially lower the barriers of wave energy physics for those of you who would like to understand the science of energetic healing and are feeling excluded. There is no reason for you to not understand. The problem of your understanding lies with your teacher. To quote one of my college professors, "If you truly understand something, you will explain it simply." I therefore sincerely hope that in this presentation I can succeed to bring simplicity. Scientists, and I guess the same goes for most other professions, trade in confusion. I am convinced, however, that this is not always by desire, but because many self-appointed communicators simply do not adequately understand their subject. There is also the problem of the narrowness of specializations that they study. This serves to reward disjointedness and partial knowledge, as opposed to encouraging full understanding. It is important for all of us to familiarize ourselves with the scientific concepts that surround energetic healing, simply because it will play such a profound role for all of our lives, and the lives of all humanity, post the present era of invasive pharmaceutical medicine. On our website, www.thehealinguniverse.com, you will find easy-to-read summaries of important research into bioenergetics, including DNA research that puts genetic engineering into the dark ages. If you wish to go even deeper, I recommend you to visit our website library. There you will find reprints of all of the scientific papers that are referenced in the summary pages. For whatever reason you are watching this presentation, I hope you will find answers to at least some of the questions that have pulled you to come. So now let me introduce you to the particular energy that is at the basis of everything in energetic healing, and indeed at the core of life itself. This healing and life energy has been called by many names over the centuries, but we will refer to it by its modern-day technical name of scalar energy. The term scalar simply means an amount or a quantity that does not possess a direction, like mass, or temperature, or pressure, or static electricity, all of which exist but are not going anywhere. This is as opposed to the kind of energy that is going somewhere, like the energy we feel in a flowing river, or in a blowing wind, or with exploding fuel driving the pistons in our car engine. This flowing or expansion-based energy is what many of us think of as being the only energy that there is. The less obvious and less visible scalar energy exists everywhere as an ocean of stationary energy, like a tension in the ether that we are living within, and which extends throughout all of the universe. It cannot be directly seen, nor for that matter measured with conventional instruments, which is the reason why most people are not so familiar with it. Scalar energy is the predominant energy in the universe. It is the energy of nature, and is the energy of our bodies, and is the energy of healing. Without becoming up close, personally familiar with scalar energy, I believe it is simply not possible to step into the new world where energy is tuned to interact with specific organs and with the entire body, and in so doing to cure illness and disease. So let's start breaking down the barrier. Imagine for a moment that you have lived your entire life on a little boat, adrift in an immense ocean of water. Imagine your little boat to be situated right in the middle of a really big and fast current. In this situation, it would be impossible for you to appreciate or even to be aware that you are moving along on the current, except if you happened to spot a fixed point, like a pole rising from the ocean that had a sign attached to it announcing that it was fixed to the ocean floor. By seeing this pole racing past, you would instantly realize that you were on something very energetic, as opposed to being motionless on an infinite mill pond that you had always imagined to be surrounding you. Well, our situation on planet Earth, within our Milky Way galaxy, within the visible universe, is exactly like being on our little boat in the immense ocean. With all of our space explorations, we have not yet managed to discover any poles attached to the universe's floor, or in other words, any points that have zero energy. So, in reality, we are in exactly the same situation on planet Earth as we are on our imaginary little boat in the ocean, totally unappreciative of the sheer enormity of the energy that is surrounding us, scalar energy. From physics calculations, we obviously have a fair idea about the enormity of this energy, but I can tell you it is mind-blowingly gigantic. There is no comparison that we can make